Good morning, everyone. Hey, tribe. Thank you so much for joining me this morning for our first segment of working with the breath. So, in this day and age, especially right now, we're finding ourselves breathing really shallow, especially working at desk jobs, and collectively there's a lot of fear going on. So we find ourselves kind of close our front body, right, to protect ourselves, letting our shoulders kind of sink in, letting our hearts close up, letting our lungs shrink a little bit. So for this first segment of really deepening and working with our sacred breath, we're going to focus on expanding and opening up our bodies, especially our hearts, our lungs, our diaphragm, and then we're going to tune into that beautiful breath once we've opened up into a breathing meditation. So again, thank you so much for showing up this morning, and I invite you to really claim this space, your mat, as sacred, leaving anything else behind, dedicating these 15 minutes to your self-practice, to your well-being, and to your health. When we show up for ourselves, we ultimately show up for the collective because of how intricately we are connected to the whole. So thank you for being of service just by showing up. So today we're going to start off in a seated position. So if you would like to maybe slide a blanket or a block, if you don't have a block, maybe even a book with a blanket over it, right under the tailbone, so we can lift the hips up a bit if you're noticing that you're having a difficult time in a seated position. So you can come into Sukhasana, crossing over the ankles, or Ardha Padmasana, half lotus, bringing one leg over the other. So we're going to right away just get into some movement here, grabbing the knees with both hands. On the inhale, let's bring the heart forward and lift the chin, roll the shoulders back. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, really start to bring the back of the heart towards the back here. Tuck the chin and tailbone in. Exhaling. And continuing this flow, deep breath in, bringing the heart forward, lifting the chin, maybe a gentle smile rises as we feel so grateful for this breath. And as we exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the chin in. Beautiful. Now start to work at your own pace, whatever pace works for your body and your lung capacity today. So I say lung capacity because we want to move to the pace of our breath. So if your deep breath is really just a few seconds today, that's perfectly fine. Just try to match your movement with the length of your breath. Your breath initiates the movement, and the movement lasts the length of the breath. So the inhale brings you forward, the exhale brings you back. So we'll continue this just for a bit longer. And I want you to just notice if you're holding on to any tension in the body, maybe you're clenching the teeth or squeezing the eyebrows, there might be some tension you're feeling in this flow here. So how can we really surrender it and allow our energy to focus on this movement rather than focusing on the parts of the body that are creating tension in response to this movement? So try to relax every part of your body here and just really engage your spine, letting that cerebral fluid move. Beautiful. You might find yourself speeding up, or maybe you're slowing down, as long as you're matching the breath here, finding unity with body and breath this way. That's what yoga means, union. Beautiful. So let's continue this just for a little bit longer, but now I want you to start working on breathing all the way down into the belly. So as you inhale and puff your heart forward, fill your belly up with the breath and let that inhale right up into the rib cage and into the heart. And then as you exhale and draw your back body to the back, let your navel draw in, squeezing any stale air right out of the belly here, as well as any tension along the way. All right, everyone, just 2 more breaths here. Maybe exhales out of the mouth. Beautiful, finding a neutral spine here, and just take a deep breath in, reaching through the crown of your head all the way towards the cosmos. Let the rib cage float, suspend your breath for a moment, and only when you absolutely need to, exhale and relax. switching off into tabletop. So coming onto the hands and knees here, letting your shoulders be right over the wrists and letting the hips be right over the knees. Find a neutral spine, and I want you to just allow yourself to tune into this pull of gravity. Just feeling its presence for a moment and see how you can soften within it. At the same time, we're focusing on the breath. This breath was never promised, so may there be gratitude arising. And on the inhale, let's come back into that cat-cow flow here. So we bring our chin and tailbone up, really opening up the front body, squeezing the back body. And on the exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin and tailbone in, really expanding the back of the body here. Now, once again, find your pace. Throughout the practice, you may find that your breaths become deeper, and that's awesome. But I don't want you to force that just now. So allow yourself to move organically. And if any other movements arise here, you're more than welcome to engage in those movements. I really want you to tune into your body here. So your mind may think that you should be moving one way, but maybe that's not what the body needs today. So starting to allow your awareness to pour into your body, feel the feelings within it, totally embracing your emotions here. Emotions are just energy in motion, and let them be in motion, right? Don't let yourself hold on to them. Emotions, negative emotions specifically, tend to really shrink our breath. So I want you to just allow everything to flow collectively and even personally. A lot of us are feeling that fear and worry. So try not to hold on to it. Just let it take its course. Awesome. Just a few more rounds here. On the next inhale, let's hold it in cow pose with the chin and tailbone up and take 3 deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Opening up the throat, the heart, the lungs, the belly. Inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. One more deep breath in. And exhale, sigh it out. Beautiful. Tuck your toes to the earth, send the hips back, and just wiggle into your toes for a moment, stimulating the meridian points in the feet. All of these points within our feet connect to every organ in our body. So it's nice to stimulate our feet, walk around barefoot, connect with the earth, and let energy rise up through these meridians. Awesome. On the inhale, lift the hips. And on the exhale, sink the heels and let your heart settle a little more towards the back of your mat, downward facing dog. So we're trying to line up our arms with our ears and our spine. So this is one long line of energy. Try to spread your lats a little bit here, expanding your heart. So let's come back to those deep breaths here. Inhale, expand the belly. Let it ride into the rib cage and finally into the heart. And exhale, shake out the neck, let the navel draw in. Beautiful, maybe sighing it out. Just a couple more rounds here in your down dog. Starting to expand our lung capacity here. Maybe paddling out the feet a little bit while you're at it, feeling the feelings that come along the way on your journey here, totally embracing. Now bend the knees, gaze forward, inhale, kind of like a cow pose here. Inhale deep. And exhale, step between your hands for a forward fold. Crown of the head towards the earth, shaking out the neck, maybe bending the knees if needed. Let's inhale for a halfway lift. Hands on the shins, roll the shoulders back, opening up that heart gaze up here. Feeling your heart expand, your lungs fill up. And exhale, diving down to a forward fold. Maybe the legs straighten, maybe they're a little bent. Bending the knees and slowly rising up vertebrae by vertebrae, taking your time. Inhaling the arms nice and high. And exhale, cactus arms. Lifting through the heart, drawing those shoulders and elbows back. Beautiful. Inhale, lifting your arms up, spreading the fingers wide. Exhale, cactus arms. And as you exhale, lift the heart and ground down through your feet. Make sure you have a nice and strong foundation. Let's do this 3 more times. Inhale the arms high. And exhale, draw the shoulders back, lift the heart. Beautiful, filling up with the breath. Inhale, arms high. And exhale, let's dive down for a fold. Beautiful. Coming back onto our knees here in tabletop. Let's do one more pose before we go into our breathing meditation. So inhaling to kneel, right onto the knees. Try to have your hips right over the knees. If this is too much for your knees, maybe bringing a blanket right under your knees here. We're going to flow into half camel pose on both sides. So let's inhale the arms nice and high. And just exhale, roll the shoulders back, let the heart lift. Take one more breath in, reaching high. And exhale, sweep that right hand in front of you and alongside the right side of your body. And now start to bend backwards, reaching towards the right heel. Maybe your fingertips can reach the heel, or maybe your hand can come all the way down to that right heel as you press your hips forward, opening up the heart. If you can't reach your right heel, that's totally fine. Just go for it as much as you can. Your depth for your practice today is perfect. And now sweep that right arm back up. Inhale. Now exhale that left hand in front of you down to the side of the left side of the body and then towards that left heel, bending the back, bringing the hips forward. Now find your own flow here. Inhaling up and exhaling to the right heel, opening up the heart. One more round on that other side. Inhale, right arm up. And exhale to that left heel, opening up the heart. Now inhale your left arm up. Now exhale your hands behind the back. Either your thumbs to touch with the 4 fingers on the side body or the 4 fingers towards the glutes with your thumbs along the sides of the body. Roll the shoulders back, inhale, lift your heart. Now exhale, press the hips forward into our full camel. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart. If it's in your practice, maybe dropping the head back, possibly even bringing the hands to the heels. Whatever expression or depth you're in, press those hips forward. Let your lungs fill up. Open your heart. Let your diaphragm fill on that inhale. 2 breaths here. Relax the face. Relax the breath. Totally surrender to this shape. Observe yourself. And on the next inhale, hands back to the hips, one at a time if you were in that deeper expression. Inhale to rise. And exhale, big toes to touch. Send the hips back. Slide the hands forward into child's pose just for a couple breaths. Forehead to the earth. And just sighing it out on the exhale. Feeling that openness in your front body, in your heart, in your lungs, in your belly. Maybe bringing the knees together and sending those hips back. Really expanding the back body, counteracting those back bends. You're doing absolutely amazing. And on the inhale, let's rise, cross over the ankles, and come into our seat. So we'll do a 5-minute breathing meditation here. So take a moment to just notice how you're feeling. Notice how you're feeling. Maybe finding Sukhasana, easy seat, crossing over the ankles, or maybe bringing one leg over the other in half lotus. Finding any comfort that you need here so you can really relax into your meditation. So maybe if it's in your practice, closing the eyes. And let's try to have the head right over the tailbone. And in the space between the head and tailbone, lengthening the spine in both directions. Finding space in between every vertebrae. Inhale the shoulders up. And exhale the shoulders back. Beautiful. Gently the chin tucks in, elongating the back of the neck. Go ahead and let the jaw soften. Maybe the teeth slightly separate. Letting the muscles around the eyes relax. Letting any tension in between the eyebrows completely melt away. Bringing one hand onto the heart and the other hand onto the belly. feeling the pulse of breath here. So as we inhale, like we're filling a balloon in the diaphragm, inhale and expand your belly, letting that ride up into the rib cage. And finally, that heart lifts on the edge of your inhale. And as you exhale, let the belly gently settle in, deflating that balloon, the rib cage back into the body, and the heart settles in. A few more deep breaths right here. Let's inhale for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhaling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping up with this pace. Option to bring the hands onto the knees, or maybe continue to hold them over the heart and belly if that helps you focus on the breath by feeling the breath's movement right beneath the hands. So we're trying to maintain this rhythmic, even breath. Our breath tends to be choppy throughout the day. Let's start to find coherence and balance between the inhales and exhales. And maybe after a few moments, you might be able to extend your inhale for 6 seconds and your exhale for 6 seconds. And if 5 seconds was not in your practice, maybe taking it down a notch. So finding the depth that works for you today. Starting to use the fuller capacity of our lungs. And the surrender of that exhale follows by the victory of the inhalation, celebrating this precious gift of breath, this sacred breath. Nowadays, we shy away from breathing deep. So every day, find a comfortable space where you can really tune in to your deep breaths, strengthening the lungs, expanding their capacity, and activating the parasympathetic nervous system while you're at it. This nervous system is like the brake to the accelerator of the fight-flight mode. By deepening our breath, we start to relax the body very naturally without needing to do anything else. So the more we can maintain these deep and relaxed breaths, the more we can approach every situation in life in a calm, cool, collected manner. Continuing with these deep breaths, I'll give you a moment of silence here for 2 more minutes. Feel the feeling of this very breath and the life and vitality that it offers. Stay with me here. Continue to focus on your breath. whenever you're ready, slowly bringing the hands to heart center and Anjali Mudra. Thank you so much for giving yourself this time and space to reconnect with your body, to get in touch with the sacred breath that we all share as one. Let's connect the heart to the mind as we bring our knuckles to touch the headspace. Taking another deep breath in and a deep exhale. I bow to you with my deepest gratitude and thanks for you showing up today and sharing this space with me. Namaste.